Belmont Bay is a traditional neighborhood development based on the principles of new urbanism. A pedestrian-friendly community with approximately 1,000 residential units designed around the Belmont Bay Marina and town center.
It is different than most subdivisions in that we have really tried to create, with the arrangement of the houses and the streets, a true sense of community.
Most of my life I've lived in suburbs and people are separate and there's no really way to interact outside of community centers, but here it's the actual layout and the place that you live is where you interact on a daily basis, which is much nicer.
Conveniently located less than a half an hour south of Washington, D.C., Belmont Bay is within walking distance of a Virginia Rail Express station and right next door to a National Wildlife Refuge.
Love Belmont Bay because it's very family oriented. You have the marina, access to the country club, and golf, of course, if you love. And we're hoping that this little Zachary will be a golfer one day.
Our son and daughter-in-law and grandchildren live here, and we moved here to be close to them. So we really enjoy this community. It's fun, and the kids enjoy it, and they can come over and have cookies at my house.
It's just, a beautiful place to be, whether it's in the morning when you wake up to see the sun rise, or at night to watch the moon beam, shine across the water. It's a terrific place to be, basically. And the food is good at the Osprey restaurant, too.
Other amenities include an 18-hole championship golf course, pool and tennis courts, and the Osprey's restaurant and clubhouse.
As the developer, we focus on what I call the hardware of community, and that is the streets, the buildings, the location of buildings, the street lights, the walkways, the sidewalks, with more open space in between that we can share. So we've arranged the hardware to create software opportunities, which is really where the community and community involvement comes in.
My wife and I have been in the community since 2004, and it's programs like this that actually bring out the community within the community, and we like it an awful lot.
I just like the openness and the space. The people are really friendly, and I like all that it has to offer through nature. We can walk to the National Wildlife Refuge and the river. It changes every day.
You just don't find many communities built along the water. Now, if you look across the river, you see, multi-million-dollar homes, and that's what you have to spend to be able to live near the river in most cases. So this is an opportunity for middle-income people to be able to live in this environment.
We get to see all the boats that come from all the marinas down at the Occoquan. The other end of the Occoquan has about 4 or 5 marinas. Out this way is where the no-wake zone ends, so we have a very short trip to where the no-wake zone ends, which means we can go right as fast as we need to go to the Potomac. All the other folks down at that end all have to drive about half an hour at no-wake speed until they finally get here. So we love it for that. We love it for the people that are here. We love it for the access to not only 95 but also on the water as well. It's a great place to come.
We have 155 slips. The slips range in size from 30 feet up to 50 feet. At mean low tide, we average about 10 feet of water. So there's plenty of water regardless of the tide situation for boaters to get in and out. The actual decking that you see on the top of the docks, that's not pressure treated lumber. It's Brazilian walnut. The guarantee on this is probably 25 to 30 years. So you won't see any splinters, you won't see any knots in this wood, you won't see any kind of warping. So when the people built the marina, they did it right. They put a lot of money into not only the design of the marina, but actually the quality of the docks.
It's absolutely beautiful. We had a place on the water in North Beach, Maryland, and it was nothing as beautiful as this.
What we lack where we live in Maryland is that the lack of walking space. this is really nice to have safe, a safe walking area that you can actually walk more than a half a mile.
You don't see neighborhoods anymore, so I enjoy it.
We try to keep the streets as narrow as we can. We keep parking on the streets so that the pedestrians feel comfortable being next to moving traffic in the streets because they have a nice metal barrier in between them. There's really a sense of feeling safe on these streets, and that's really critical to making a great community. The character of this is really great, and again, you can look at what happens with these houses. They've moved the houses right up to the street. We required a certain number of porches on the front. They have a number of porticos. They have hardy plank on the front of them rather than the vinyl siding, so really it gives a much better sense of the quality.
As much as possible, building infrastructure such as electrical and telephone wiring has been moved underground, with alleyways for parking garages and other necessary home equipment.
As we moved into this land bay, we had higher density that we could build in. It has a more urban environment. The challenges with all of these condominiums is that we're trying to put the parking underground. We have to have a lot of parking in here to accommodate everybody, and so one whole floor is completely below ground, and then the rest of it is on this section in here. These are the kinds of things that we like the details of these communities that we like to really focus on and do the best we can. Harborside Condominiums is 28 units. Each unit is 2 bedrooms. We have a very open design on these units. We really try to emphasize the openness of it so that the kitchens have views of both the living room and the studies, as well as out the window and out onto the front porch. Literally, you can see the boats from here. Communities such as this one are becoming increasingly popular. They are proving to be wonderful answers to the challenges of sprawl that are very prevalent in this region.
Future development plans include retail, a conference center, and science museum. For further information, please visit our website or call 703-497-0890.